Now momentarily here in my office, everybody is restricted to come near me so I don't have to wear a mask. Every close contact I have with other people builds up my level of anxiety. So you see, I am just as anxious as everyone else in this time of the pandemic with all the restrictions and limitations being imposed. Restrictions seem to have defined the new normal. We are restricted to hold face-to-face meetings, to go to the mall, to attend religious congregations, just to maintain the universal policy on social distancing. So what used to be often became unfrequented. What used to be usual became rare. And we feel less because emotions are strongly connected to movement and expression. More movement and expression means we feel more. Less movement and expression means we feel less. We might be in a situation when we feel less lonely and sad, but we always have an option to see things differently and choose to be creative, restorative, and innovative. When we learn that schools will be open in August, we start to think about the things that we can't do and we don't have. We don't have online resources. Our teachers can teach online. Our student can access online learning. And so on and so forth. The list can be endless. But I really believe that the first step to take in order to thrive in the new normal is change of mindset. Rather than thinking to be less, think to be more. And so in this session, I will talk about the banner program of Misamis Oriental Division dubbed as Be More.
Optimization is the design and operation of a system or process to make it as good as possible in some defined sense, while maximization is the act of raising something to its greatest value or extent. Using these principles will ensure that the utilization of resources and implementation of initiatives will be done in a way that it will get the best results. The big question now is, do we have resources? The answer is we don't have if we focus on what we don't have. But we have resources in our possession and within our control. What are these resources? They come in 4 T's: treasure, talent, technology, and time. Treasure represents our financial resources. We need to do realignment of resources by revisiting our strategic plan and division education development plan. There are program strategies and modalities that are no longer relevant. There are also emerging needs that we need to prioritize, hence the realignment. Even our school budget must be reviewed. Our special education fund must be revisited to ensure that it supports the expenditures identified in our learning continuity plan. Talent represents our human resources. Imagine our thousands of teachers and personnel. That is a great deal of human resources. And we need to tap these resources now. Each teacher is a repository of teaching techniques and strategies that are time-tested and are quality assured based on the products that they have produced over the years. Currently, we are pulling our resources together by inviting teachers to write modules that can be used in online and offline modalities throughout the school year. By maximizing talent and skills of our teachers, we save money and time in coming up with lesson exemplars that can be used by all teachers. So, before we go outside and look for resources and teacher training, let's look at our best practices first that work best in our own context. One strategy on how we optimize the use of technology is through our project modem, or Misamis Oriental Digital Mainstreaming. We see to it that a system is established before we conduct training on content so no teacher is left behind. Now, 100% of our districts has established the ICT network, which facilitated the delivery of training and other initiatives to the doorstep of our teachers. Time is the most important resource ever. Once time is gone, it's gone forever. It's a limited resource that expires every day. So instead of just getting petrified in one corner and do nothing except to wait until the pandemic is over, let's innovate, create, and look for solutions. Some major innovations that we have conducted are the following. SOAR 2.0. This is scaling up organizational accountability and responsibility. This is our capability building program for the supervisors and school heads on digital leadership. Considering that we now operate in a new leadership environment we describe as VUCA, volatile, uncertain, complex, and ambiguous world, it is a must to open opportunities to our education leaders to acquire fresh new perspectives on school leadership. ELEVATE stands for Enhancing Learning in Virtual and Actual Thinking Environments. This is to ensure that methodologies used in teaching are varied, learner-centered, and multimodal. This project highlights the adoption of blended learning and other available alternative delivery modes and the promotion of critical thinking and 21st century skills acquisition.
This COVID-19 crisis is a test of our character. The more resilient we are, the easier we can navigate through this challenging situation. The more creative we are, the more we can discover solutions and intervention. And the more we can foster a sense of normalcy in this time of the need. Be More is not just an initiative, it's a mindset.
A pleasing afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the completion ceremony of the junior high school learners of Abunda Integrated School with the theme Kalidad ng Edukasyon lalong patatagin sa gitna ng pandemya, strengthening the quality of education amid the COVID-19 pandemic. The virtual program shall now commence. In lieu of the processional, we begin with the montage of images of the completers for school year 2020-2021, together with the faculty, staff, and DepEd officials. Ladies and gentlemen, our grade 10 completers. The GPTA President, Mrs. Eva S. Monterde. The Grade 7 Advisor, Miss Liza Amor Odchige. The Grade 8 Advisor, Miss Vichel May Cagas. Grade 9 Advisor, Miss Dea T. Pagara. The Grade 10 Advisor, Miss Hazel Babia. TLE Teacher, Miss Gurley Alvarez. Our Volunteer Teacher, Miss May Navarro. Our School Head, Mrs. Lilibet C. Herona. Our Assistant Schools Division Superintendent, Dr. Nympha R. Lago, CESO 6. Schools Division Superintendent, Dr. Jonathan S. De La Peña, CESO 5. Our guest speaker, Miss May Navarro. let us invoke the presence of the Lord through an opening prayer. This will be followed by the singing of the Philippine National Anthem, the regional hymn, Miss or March, and the municipal hymn.
Let's bow our heads and place ourselves in the presence of the Lord. Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for gathering all of us today in this important event. Bless everyone present here today, that each one of us may be able to share what he or she have for your glory and honor. We pray for our graduates today and lift them before you. We ask for your peace to cover them. We ask for laughter and joy to fill their days. We pray that you would give them boldness and courage to face challenges set before them, with the confidence of peace that can only come from your Spirit. Be a lamp for their feet and a light to their path. Shine over them. Fill them with your Spirit. May today be a memory that burns bright within them as they embark on life's great adventure. May the various activities related to this event be a success through your intervention. We ask all of this in your name. Amen.
Ang pambansang awit ng Pilipinas. Kayang magiliw, telas ng silanganan, alam ng puso, sa titik mo'y buhay. Lupang hinirang, kuya ka ng magiting, sa manlulupin, di ka pasisingil, sa nagatak tutok sa simoy at sa langit mong pagaw, ay hinatang tula, awit sa pagkayang minamahal. Ang isang ng matawad mo'y tagumpay na naghihingi, ang bituin at araw niya kailan pa may di magtitingin. Luman ang araw ng walhagit pagsinta, buhay langit sa piling mo. Ang hindi kaya na pagkay mga api, ang mamatay ng dahil sa'yo. Diyos sa iyong Mindanao mabuhay, himahal na mong natawan. Mauswagon, masiglakon, malipayon, pagpano sa katahon. Magpapiling kaning kasing-kasing, ang kabanaan o kamalipayon. Isa ka lumego ba ang magpaibabaw, ang kahon sa'yo kanina. Mabuhay ang iyong Mindanao, Mindanao mong natawan. Isag-usap ang kalimar, kami na minahalan. Sa buhat ang katuyuan, simbolo sa kagawasan, magpapili kadahugan sa tanan. Mabuhay ang iyong Mindanao, utang na among ratawan. Bisag sa pamangkaliwat, kami nagminahalay. Sa buhat katuyuan, simbolo sa kagawasan. Pagpabiling na magkainusa, kadahugan sa tanan. Pagpabiling na magkainusa, kadahugan sa tanan.
The school head, Mrs. Lilibet C. Herona, will now formally open the junior high school completion ceremony of Abunda Integrated School. to our school's division superintendent, Dr. Jonathan S. De La Peña, CISO 5, and the assistant schools division superintendent, Dr. Nympha R. Lago, the GPT president, Mrs. Eva S. Monterde, and the officers, the guest speaker, Ms. May Navarro, the faculty and staff, to the completers, parents, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. The completion ceremony of junior high school learners in Abunda Integrated School is hereby declared in session. In behalf of the administration, faculty, staff, and students, I welcome each and every one of you to this completion ceremony of the school year 2020-2021. We also extend to the grade 10 completers and their families our warmest felicitations on this special occasion. Thank you.
Thank you very much, ma'am. At this point, we shall now hear the message of our school's division Superintendent Dr. Jonathan S. De La Peña, CESO 5, and DepEd Secretary Yunor M. Briones.
If you don't go after what you want, you will never have it. If you don't ask, the answer is always no. If you don't step forward, you are always in the same place. Your graduation today is a milestone that marks how far you have traveled and what significant change have you made in your life. It is an important milestone as it signifies the acquisition of necessary competence, character, and credentials which allow you to confidently move to the next phase of your educational journey. I take pride in your achievement, which has become even more meaningful as the final stretch of your journey has been arduous. Each of you now exemplifies endurance and flexibility, which have long been considered as unique Filipino character. Both folkloric and historical, the Filipino is likened to a bamboo that bends with the wind and can survive a storm. More than resilience, we have strengthened our bayanihan spirit. I commend the school officials, teachers, and personnel for making everything possible, from writing and printing modules to ensuring that new modalities work for our learners. I also express my appreciation to the parents for playing unprecedented roles, especially when we transition to modular learning in the learners' learning spaces at home. Their participation to educating our children has been remarkable. I also express my gratitude to our government officials and stakeholders for providing us resources that we needed and for giving us hope and encouragement to continue doing our job. To our young graduates, you will be written in the history, for you emerged from unique circumstances. Step forward with pride and confidence. Pride for completing and hurdling a specific level of education, and confidence for the assurance that you have become 21st century learners who are competent, resilient, and independent. Warmest congratulations on your achievement.
Good day to each and everyone who is attending virtually present at this time of our graduation ceremonies for our beloved and very precious graduates for the school year which ends at this time. First of all, I'd like to greet the parents and family members without whose sacrifices, whose reminders, and whose participation in the learning process for our graduates have resulted in this culmination program. This year, your role has changed drastically, where we've always thought, we've always believed that the matter of educating our children rests nearly exclusively on our teachers and our staff. This time, you parents, you family members, you who are in the households of our learners have expanded your role and contributed to this wonderful day wherein finally our learners are graduating in this culmination exercise. So congratulations, because this year has not been very easy, has not been a picnic for our teachers, for our family members, as well, especially the parents, mothers, fathers, sisters, brothers, and all who have contributed to the achievement of our learners at this time. So, maraming salamat at congratulations, parents and family members. Mas malaki ang role ninyo at this time compared to earlier graduation exercises. Secondly, I would also like to greet our teachers, without whose very careful review and careful supervision of the work of our pupils and our learners, this event would not be taking place at all. And so thank you, teachers. Your role has also expanded. In addition to seeing to it that the modules are faithfully followed, the assignments are correctly implemented, and the learners are truly learning. And you have had to deal with new ways of assessing the performance also of the learners. So congratulations, teachers, for enduring, for your patience, for your love for our learners, and your willingness to engage in a way and methods of teaching which are different from those which are used to. Assessment must have been especially difficult for you, especially since you were not able to see most of the time our students in face-to-face meetings, and most of the meetings, of course, were virtual. We'd also like to thank the local government units for their interest, for their cooperation, and for their continuing contributions to the needs of education, even as our children do not go to school. Your donations of material as well as financial resources at this time are most welcome, and your advice has been taken seriously not only by our teachers, by our school officials, but also by our officials in the Department of Education. We continually talk with local government units, especially in times of disaster, in times of great need for classrooms, for space, and for responses to unforeseen emergencies. Thank you, local government units. But of course, most of the congratulatory greetings fall on the deserving graduate. Each and every one of you is truly special. You are different from the other graduates who have passed through the portals of your school. You went to school practically without seeing your teachers, if at all. You went to school with your parents, your mothers and your fathers hovering over your shoulders and seeing to it that you are able to complete your assignments. You are completing your studies at a time when examinations and assessments are different. You are culminating these long months of hard work at this time, even as you have to do family chores, even as you are distracted, and even as your world has turned upside down, and it seems and it appears as if we don't know what the future holds and what will happen next. But you have persevered, and now you are ready to graduate, and therefore you deserve each and every bit of congratulations from us in the Department of Education, from your parents and family members, your teachers, from the officials in local government, as well as in the Parent Teachers Associations. You deserve each and every single congratulatory pat on your back, each hug, virtually of course, and each greeting, which I am sure you are also receiving virtually. I don't know if you will remember this event many years from now. I have tried to recall myself who our graduation speaker was when I finished high school and when I finished my college studies. All I remember is that the graduation speaker was someone important, someone who was invited because that someone is supposed to give a message. What was more important to us graduates at that time was the excitement of the celebrations, the happiness and the joy of our parents, the sadness of parting from our classmates and from our teachers, and the enjoyment of all the graduation events that usually take place come commencement day. When I was a college student, we had a series of events which were designed to embed in our minds, which were designed to help us remember and not forget our days in college. We would spend one whole day going around the campus, visiting the classrooms, saying goodbye to our teachers, and sharing memories. We would have bonfires to say goodbye to each other. We had baccalaureate services where we committed ourselves to God and we prayed for guidance when we go out into the world. So many celebrations, and the speaker, of course, is the least important and easily forgotten component of the graduation exercise. Nonetheless, I will exert all efforts to share with you what I see are things or issues which a graduate should remember and recall. I have said that you are very special. You are very different. You are pioneering. There has been no other class like your class. There has been no other graduate like you as a graduating student, because you are the very first graduate of the blended learning response to education in the Philippines. And so you ask yourself, what awaits you in the world outside? You can either work, because the kind of curriculum you survived and underwent as a student will enable you to go to work if you wish to go to work. Some of you will proceed to further studies, and this would be a wonderful thing because there are many opportunities for further expanding your knowledge, for further answering and looking for explanations of issues, events that make you curious, especially in science, in technology, and also in the arts. So you can work, you can go to further studies, and perhaps some of you will settle down, hopefully not too soon, so you can pursue what you really want to do. So today, this is why we call this exercise a commencement exercise. It's not the end of our studies. It's not the end of all our efforts with blended learning, with modules, with floods, with earthquakes, and of course with COVID. It's a commencement of doors opening to you. More doors will be opened because you are a graduate. You can work, you can proceed for further studies, you can help your parents, and you can perhaps look for opportunities to do what you have always wanted to do, whether at work, whether at advanced studies, whether at learning more in science and technology, in mathematics, and in the arts. All of these opportunities are available to you. More doors are being opened. I hope you will select the door which arouses your curiosity, the door which will help you know more about this world, and the door which will allow you to contribute to the development of our country and contribute whatever we can to solve our problems and our challenges. Congratulations once more to each and every one of you. Congratulations to you, parents and family members. Congratulations to you, teachers. When I was chair of the board of Silliman University, each time we had graduation ceremonies, during the baccalaureate and during commencement itself, I would cry. I would cry because you are sending out into the world a new batch of graduates, and we want to be sure that what is awaiting them is appropriate. We want to be sure that they are ready for what awaits them when they select which door to open. And so, we tell you, go out to the world, do whatever you want to do. God be with you, and be assured that all of us love each and every one of you. Congratulations.
School Head Mrs. Lelibet C. Herona will now present the Grade 10 completers.
Dr. Jonathan S. De La Peña, CISO 5, Schools Division Superintendent of the Division of Misamis Oriental, with his authorized representative, Dr. Leonor D. Cagalawan Jr., our public schools district in charge, I have the honor to present to you the junior high school completers of Abunda Integrated School for the school year 2020-2021, of whom 14 are male, 7 are female, a total of 21 grade 10 learners who have satisfactorily completed the requirements of the K-12 Basic Education Curriculum, Junior High School level of the Department of Education. May I therefore request you to confirm their completion.
By virtue of authority vested in me by our school's Division Superintendent, Dr. Jonathan S. De La Peña, and upon the presentation of your school principal, that you have satisfactorily completed the basic requirements prescribed by the Department of Education under the K-12 Basic Education Curriculum. I hereby confirm your completion for the junior high school for school year 2020-2021. Congratulations!
The distribution of certificates of completion shall now follow. Ladies and gentlemen, the junior high school completers of Abunda Integrated School. Amante Gerald A. Anyosa Limar R. Artajo Cherwen S. Bungabong Christian C. Borgos Jody M. Diretso Dominic B. Duran Giancarlo L. Halalon Joshua B. Humawan John Lloyd S. Labita Glorimer D. Largo Romel S. Monterde Lawrence S. Mulig Dino A. Linaw Kirby J. Ahero Cherizan B. Buok Yulea May Hazel J. Daog Hanivi O. Dejos Mary Jane B. Riso Jamaica May A. Moralde Florami O. Sabado Clean J. Let us give our academic awardees and their parents a big round of applause. Congratulations! With high honor, Daog Hanivi O. With honors, Diretso Dominic B. With honors, Moralde Florami O. With honors, Sabado Clean J. With honors, Humawan John Lloyd S. In behalf of the grade 10 completers, Hanivi Odaog, with high honor, will now give her message of gratitude.
To our our guest of honor, Ms. May Navarro, our school's division superintendent, Dr. Jonathan De La Peña, CISO 5, Assistant Superintendent, Dr. Nempa R. Lago, CISO 6, Public Schools District Supervisor, Dr. Leonor D. Cagalawan, our ever-active school head, Ma'am Lilibet C. Herona, our stakeholders, parents, friends, ladies and gentlemen, a very pleasant afternoon to all. To stand and speak here today in the very first virtual completion ceremony with a theme of strengthening the quality of education amid the COVID-19 pandemic is indeed an honor, an experience that I will surely look back in the future as we are one of the completers in this time of pandemic. I know most of us are sad that this new normal, we missed the experience of having the face-to-face class and the actual completion and the awarding ceremony that we all have used to. This pandemic has caused a disruption in this school year 2020-2021. It has clearly brought us into a more challenging journey of learning. I know that many of you have successfully navigated challenging situations in the past, but this one is both historical and unique. This is why I am proud of how resilient we are, that we have able to embrace this new normal. I know as a student, the adjustment from face-to-face class into self-learning module had been difficult. So we all have realized the difference of having the presence of the teachers who actually guide us in our lessons. However, it was not only us pupils who were challenged, but also our parents and much more to our dear teachers. This time, I'd like to express my heartfelt gratitude on behalf of this batch 2021 to my family, especially to my partner Sanito, and to my Mama Rowena and Papa Salvo who always there to guide me. I can make this new mode of learning without your guidance and your full support. Also, thank you for treating me like your own daughter and as one of your family members. I am so thankful and grateful for that. Thank you for everything that you have done for me. I really appreciate it. All of you are my strength, my happiness, and my inspiration to do this new mode of learning. To our teachers who exerted effort in printing modules as an alternative learning strategy to ensure our ability to complete our work and meet our academic goals, we thank all of you for your sacrifices and your efforts just to provide modules to your students. We owe you a lot, Mom Sweet. For me, all of us are not perfect. We can make mistakes, but as long as you believe in yourself, nothing is impossible. Just keep on going, believe yourself that you can do it. Challenge yourself, what is your barometer of success? Don't downgrade your dreams to fit today's halting reality. Don't let the new normal be an excuse for standing in one place. To my fellow completers, I encourage you to remain focused and steadfast in finishing our studies and achieving our goals. The success of learning is up to us. No matter how much help we can get, the other people around us, if we student doesn't have the interest to learn, we will never learn. To our Almighty God who continues to bless us with everything we need, thank you. We will not reach this far without your grace and guidance. Congratulations everyone. Once again, a very pleasant afternoon to all.
This time, the school head, Mrs. Lilibet C. Herona, shall introduce our guest speaker.
To our grade 10 completers, parents, PTA officials, teachers, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon once again. Our guest speaker for this first completion ceremony ceremony of Abunda Integrated School for Junior High School was born on September 5, 1997 in Tagbilaran City, Ubud. She earned her elementary education at Abunda Integrated School, formerly Abunda Elementary School, Magsaysay, Misamis Oriental, as 2010 as class valedictorian. Her secondary education was earned at Buena Vista Sped High School, Buena Vista, Agusan del Norte, last 2014. She earned her college degree at Northwestern Agusan Colleges, Nasipit, Agusan del Norte, with a degree, Bachelor of Secondary Education, major in English, last 2018. She passed the licensure examination for teachers on December 2019. Presently, she is our very own volunteer teacher and LGU Pandit teacher. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome the gorgeous, diligent teacher, Miss May Navarro. Let's give her a round of applause.
For that kind introduction to our school's division superintendent, Dr. Jonathan S. De La Peña, our assistant schools division superintendent, Dr. Nemfa R. Lago, and to our new public school district supervisor, Dr. Leonor D. Cagalawan Jr., and to our young and active school head of Abunda Integrated School, Mrs. Lelebeth Casas Herona, our dear parents, graduates and completers, and to all who are watching on this first ever virtual graduation, completion, and moving up ceremony, good afternoon. First of all, congratulations to all the graduates and completers. Thank you for inviting me to speak today. I'm very pleased to be here to join you in celebrating these wonderful and memorable occasions at this noble institution that I'm proud to call my alma mater. To be honest, when I asked to give a speech, I was a little bit nervous. Why? Because I don't know what I'm going to say to inspire you with my experiences in life. But here I am today, delivering my simple speech and hoping that my experiences in life will inspire you and motivate you in achieving your goals in life. So way back in my elementary years, I am full of ambitions in life. And one of those ambitions is to become a teacher someday. So I study hard and be an excellent student. After graduating elementary, I've experienced and faced many challenges that enabled me to acquire important life lessons. So much rejections and disappointments taught me to continually work towards my goal. And because of financial problem, naranasan kong maglaban ng mga damit sa aking mga guro noon para dagdag baon ko noon sa aking pag-aaral. Naranasan ko rin mag-ulam ng toyo para makatipid ng baon ko noon. Minsan na rin akong pinahinto ng aking nanay sa aking pag-aaral. Pero dahil gusto ko talagang mag-aral, hindi ako huminto kahit hindi ako binibigyan ng baon. Basta may dala lang akong bigas para sa isang linggo. Until I earned their trust to support my studies. And in my college life, I am proud that I am a working student. Pumasok ako noon bilang isang kasambahay at hoping na papag-aralin ako ng aking amo. And thanks God at nakita nila ang determinasyon ko sa buhay para lang makapag-aral sa kolehiyo. Hindi pa naging madali ang buhay ko noon as a working student dahil magtatrabaho sa umaga at mag-aaral sa gabi. Until I graduated my Bachelor of Secondary Education. But the problems and obstacles in life is never stopped challenging me. You know why? I failed my LET board exam twice. Yes, I failed twice in my board exam. And my nanay died last 2019. But I never get angry and blame God. I know everything happens for a reason. And deep inside my heart, I have my right time to celebrate success, to celebrate mine. I just need to trust this process, and I feel that I have the triumph over the challenges. Until the day has come, the day that I'm waiting for. I passed my LET board exam in my third attempt. And I am proud to be speaking here today, for if I have not experienced hardships, I would have no lessons to impart to you. We all know that this year, 2020-2021, has been the most challenging year to all of us, especially you as a learners. I know that you are struggling to adapt the new normal in education because of COVID-19 pandemic. But look where you are. You had some great time this year, and maybe you had some tough times, but you did it and you succeeded. Like of what is our theme for this school year? Kalidad ng edukasyon patatagin sa gitna ng pandemya. Strengthening the quality of education amid the COVID-19 pandemic. Despite of this pandemic, hindi naging hadlang para tumigil kayong mangarap sa buhay na kahit may pandemya at alam nating hindi tayo ligtas sa anumang oras, but we continue to pass the modules, making summative tests and performance tests. Kaya gaya ko, alam kong maabot ninyo ang inyong mga pangarap sa buhay. And I hope that you're ready for your next step of your journey because I know your family have high hopes and believes in you. And they are so proud of you. And to speak in this prestigious event, I hope that my family and my Nana in heaven are so proud of my accomplishment and achievements in life. And this time, I want to use this opportunity to thank all the person that has been part of my long journey. To my employer before, Engineer Prospero Kakayan and Christina Los Kakayan, thank you so much for the opportunity, trust, and financially support that you've given me to help reaching my dreams. I owe you a lot. And to my Mongol friends, thank you so much guys for the memorable experience during our college days. Ups and downs will remain there for each other. And to my ever supportive hubby soon, thank you so much Han for such a good man that a woman is wishing for. God's love us so much because we achieved together our dreams in life. And God knows our heart's desires. And to my family, thank you for always believing in me and supporting through all the way. And Lord God, this is not happening right now without your mercy and love for me. I will always trust your plan and believes in good things to come. To the graduates and completers of 2020-2021, again, congratulations to all of you. You have taken steps towards your successful future. Make us, your family, and your parents proud. And to the proud parents, congratulations also, and thank you for supporting and believing in their journey. And to the teachers who help our graduates reach here today, thank you so much for your dedication and sacrifices to continue the education of your learners. And to our Department of Education, thank you for pursuing education amid the health crisis. This is also your victory. Graduates and completers, I leave you with these final quotes from one of the great authors. You have brains in your head, you have feet in your shoes, you can steer yourself in any direction you choose, you're on your own, and you know what you know, and you are the one who decided where to go. May today's successful be the beginning of tomorrow's achievements. Congratulations, Batch 2020-2021. God bless us all.
Republic of the Philippines, Department of Education, Region 10, Northern Mindanao, Schools Division of Misamis Oriental, Abunda Integrated School. Plaque of recognition is given to May Navarro in grateful recognition for her commendable performance as guest speaker for the 51st graduation ceremony of Abunda Integrated School Junior High School level of the Department of Education, given this 15th day of July in the year of our Lord 2021. Signed by Lelibet C. Herona, Head Teacher 1. Mrs. Eva S. Monterde, PTA President, will now formally close this ceremony.
To our school division superintendent, Dr. Jonathan S. De La Peña, our public school district supervisor, Dr. Leonardi Cagalawan Jr., and to our active school head of Abunda Integrated School, Mrs. Lilibet C. Herona, our guest speaker for the school year 2020 to 2021, Ms. May Navarro, faculty and staff, and to all the graduates and completers, proud parents, ladies and gentlemen, a blissful day to all of us. Today is the first ever virtual graduation, completion, and moving up ceremony with the team. Kalidad ng edukasyon lalong patatagin sa gitna ng pandemya. And to all who are watching now, thank you for joining us to celebrate this memorable occasion, because this is not only the success of our students, but also to us parents, the day that we are waiting for, to see them wearing their favorite outfit. And I know we as the parents, we are so blessed and proud of their achievement. Wala man ato sila makita nga mopaso padulong sa stage tungod sa atong na-experience karon na sa kuna mao ang COVID-19 pandemic. Ang importante na punan sila sa ilang pag-eskwela and ready for the next step of their journey. To formally close this program, let us give thanks to all the teachers for their dedication and hard work to continue education amidst pandemic. To all the family of the Department of Education, thank you so much, and to all the proud parents, congratulations to us, and to all the graduates and completers of batch 2020-2021. Congratulations and good luck, and God bless to your next journey.
That concludes the virtual completion ceremony of the junior high school learners of Abunda Integrated School. Thank you for joining us in celebrating this momentous occasion. Congratulations, parents, teachers, and staff. Congratulations, junior high school completers. Mabuhay ang DepEd!